What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Friendly Fireside. This is video 3 of episode 3 of the Videocast.
This is Videocast 4, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it 4?
It's 4.
Wow, we've come so far. With us today is me, the one and only Slamm Dunkerton. Joining me to my right,
Richard _ Pimentel.
Maggot 9.
Pudgy Nugget.
Pudgy Nugget
Nugget
in the house, bringing it to you with the real hard-hitting
Resident
news.
Evil Master, Kirby Master, NHL Master, UFC Master, video game master.
He's played Resident Evil for the first time. He thinks he's the master. Played his first Kirby game. Thinks he's a master.
My second Kirby game.
And he thinks he's a master.
I'm the master.
A lot of news going on in the video game industry. Industry we all hold near and dear. Games in Canada, $74.99. What's up with that?
$74.99 is a stab to my heart, personally. I was really bitter that when they went up in Canada to $69.99 from $59.99, because like, think about it, like, this new generation of games have it's only been a year and a half, and it's already had 2 price increases for video games. Although the $74.99 price increase hasn't been in effect yet. I don't know when it's gonna be. Is
yeah,
it?
Games are going up
already.
Yeah,
I haven't seen one yet.
Metal Gear.
Yeah, but that doesn't come out until September
generation.
though.
Okay,
But it's immediate.
If you want to buy it, if you want to pre-order it right now, because you didn't before.
Yeah. Well, I got that E3 deal, so then I think you and I don't know what you did.
Yeah,
I got an E3 deal too.
People will say it's not cool to pre-order games, like you're putting money in.
We have to.
You have to as Canadians, man.
Yeah, but you don't pay up front though. That's the thing. Like you pay with
that's
ship,
true.
So.
That's true. But you don't want. I think the idea is you don't want developers to get lazy because they already have all these orders.
That's
already
true.
confirmed, right? But that's a different story altogether. Yeah, $74.99.
Because of the Canadian dollar, first of all. So it's not like we gotta disclose.
So yes, if you want to be straight like that, you can say $74.99 Canadian dollars is equivalent to $59.99 US dollars. But I have a feeling if it's the other way around, they're not going to be as quick to change.
Yeah, no,
right?
they never are.
Okay, so I think the most important thing is, I'll start with Richard. Is this going to affect your actual purchasing decision on a day-to-day basis on games? Like, are you gonna say, you know what, I might have bought this game $59, maybe I would have bought it at $64.
I'm not affected by it. I'm still gonna get Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm still gonna get the AAA game that I want when it comes out. And I mean, as for my backlog, it sounds like you guys you sort of load up on games, and yeah, you're gonna start paying more per game you have. But if you just wait for sales, I think you can get a lot of good deals on things that come out on the store. And I don't even want hard copies anymore, so I'm buying everything digital.
Yeah.
Usually a digital discount. I buy games on Steam, and there's a lot of indie games out there, and I think you might see a push where people give more indie games a chance or keep cheaper games a chance, or they'll see more better value out of like a game like the recent Resident Evil to give that a chance.
Maggot 9?
It's not. I personally didn't buy too many games brand new, like when they came out. Like I usually, because our prices are so like inflated or up there compared to Americans, I usually just jump on like pre-order deals. Like if you buy a bunch of like the Future Shop and Best Buy E3 deals that they have. So I usually kind of like pre-order and get those deals set in stone, so they're a lot cheaper than they are new.
Yeah.
And it's a win-win situation, because if you end up not wanting the game, you just bring it back. So I usually look at their listings or whatever for when they have that sale, and just look at, say, anything that I might be interested in, I'll just pre-order it.
Yeah. And
if I end up keeping it, good, I got a discount on it. If not, I'll just take it back to the store. But I'm very hard pressed to think of a game that I'll actually go to the store to buy for $74.99. Like it's just not. I'd either jump on those pre-order deals or just wait until they're cheaper. Because especially this generation, I think faster than ever games are coming down in price anyway. Like a month or two later, you'll get it for $20 off or something like that.
Yeah.
But what about for the people who want the game like day one? You know what I mean?
Yeah, then they have no choice.
Well, like people like us who play video games, like I guess for YouTube now, like it would hurt us to not get games as soon as they're released, because if, like, let's say we wait for sales all the time and we'll play Metal Gear 5 in December when it's on sale, maybe nobody will care about it at that time. You know what I mean? I guess maybe like the average gamer, maybe it won't matter, but for people who are trying to start like a business or like a YouTube channel or something like that, it's like another slap to the face to them.
Okay, but honestly, I wouldn't buy a game if I don't want it.
Straight up.
That's
That's
exactly
my
regardless
point
for
on
the
it,
channel,
too.
for Let's Plays or streams. I will only buy a game that I want, and I'm not sure how I feel. Like I don't think. I think at the end of the day, $10, $5, $5.80, whatever the difference is, I don't think that's enough to stop me from buying games that I know for sure that I want. So that includes Metal Gear, Uncharted 4, Bloodborne, whatever the case might be, a game, maybe the next Final Fantasy, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's when it comes to games that you're considering buying. So like a Shadow of Mordor that comes up out of nowhere that you hear is a good game, and a lot of people are surprised about, but now that purchasing decision becomes a little more difficult with the extra price. So my point is, AAA titles that you know you're going to buy anyways, you probably just tough it out, and I'm sure sales will reflect it, where they won't see a drop in sales because these are their, big shot titles. It's the other titles that I think the other third-party titles that might suffer, where, people might not want to give it a chance because, again, it used to be $59 and now it's $74.99. It's a big difference for sure.
Yeah, like new IPs. That's kind of where I'd suffer. I mean, where I'd be worried for developers who are developing new IP, and your statistics are kind of up in the air for where's your fan base and who do you think is really going to be your demographic to buy the game. Well, I mean, we're speaking for ourselves.
Yeah.
Being in the mid-20s, late 20s demographic, which is the key demographic for this industry. So I think they feel comfortable enough that we can afford it. If you're kids, your parents are already buying them anyway. Like if you're in your teens and you have a job, maybe you're buying a lot less games.
Yeah, and
because of this.
And it's too, because like you're already paying so much for like the console itself, and then you have, like if people who do have like a video game budget, like they can only afford a video game every 2 or 3 months, now can maybe afford it only, that's like twice or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, when you look at the recent quality of games, like a lot of games are coming, broken, and then they fix them through patches later. So it's like you're paying more for shoddier product, and even like even games that aren't really glitchy. But like when you guys were talking about like The Order, like how mad would you have been if The Order was like $75 and you played it and you beat it in?
Well, again, if you buy it to Maggot's point, if you bought it physically, you can always return.
You can always return. That's the thing. I don't think the prices increased for us yet. Anyway, if it's coming at all on the stores though, like on the digital stores on PSN. And there's no tax. You guys knew that, right? For
digitally, yes.
Well,
there's no tax. Well, for us,
on PSN,
on
there's no tax.
on Xbox.
Okay, so ultimately, it hurts, but
the bigger question, like the price increase sucks. But I think the bigger question is for me is like Pudgy said, is like waiting for like reviews or word of mouth before a game comes out, because there's. Going back to last fall, there's been far too many games that have come out that have just like not worked.
Yeah.
Like it's just ridiculous and it's unacceptable. And if I spent almost $100 on that game, I would be like livid. Yeah. That would be insane. So not even that. It's like waiting for reviews, but in the case of Drive Club, like Drive Club worked for reviewers because they were using like internal like servers or whatever, like different servers from public servers that the game would have launched on. So the whole like debate on like Drive Club when it came out is that it didn't work, but reviewers didn't see that. Only when the game came out, people saw that it didn't work. Yeah. So even like wait even further, that like the longest you can wait to buy a game, like wait past their initial reviews, like wait till people have it in their hands and see what they say about it.
Yeah. I think a lot of times people are punished for being the first or the early adopter. You know what I mean? And it just, again, given the fact that 3 months from now, a lot of games are available for $45.99 or whatever. Yeah. Whether it's Boxing Day, Black Friday, whatever sale that the distributor or the retailer might have. Right. Whatever, right? So I buy that. But yes or no, like, let's say you didn't have a pre-order for Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm pretty sure we all want to play. We all would probably buy it. Yeah. At $74.99. today, yes or no, would you buy it?
I would do it. I would do it because it's a franchise I'm familiar with. You know what I mean? If it's something that you're familiar with and you're almost guaranteed to actually enjoy it and have a certain set amount of hours minimum to play it, I would do it. If it's something new, like Bloodborne, for example, like I don't know, like maybe you would or maybe you wouldn't. But I don't know. For me, it's just like the whole industry as a whole. Like there's no transparency in there, so it makes the buying like more difficult. You raise the prices. You have embargoes. Just to talk about like embargoes for just a second here, like with the Assassin's Creed Unity embargo, there was no media embargo, but they also didn't send out copies of the game until the day of release or like 6 hours before midnight or whatever, right? So they didn't give the media enough time to be like, hey, it's really buggy, don't buy this game like right away. And at that point it's already too late. Ubisoft has already made all their money
and the pre-orders are ready,
already there. And then with the order, we were slapped with like a copyright infringement thing because we uploaded some order footage a bit early, I guess like a day or two early. And I think, honestly, my opinion is that I think that happened because I think Sony felt like it was going to impact the game negatively because people were starting to say it's so short. I think if Sony was confident in their game and saying that, it's a great game, they wouldn't care about it. They wouldn't have slapped us with that thing.
This was supposed to be a yes or no answer, but Maggot 9?
Specifically to Metal Gear Solid?
Yes. Sure.
I mean, yeah, for 70, I already have a pre-order on it for a discount, so it's hard for me to say, but probably, for a game of that magnitude, but who knows with all these broken games.
Richard?
Yeah, absolutely. There's very few franchises that can do it for me, and that's Metal Gear Solid, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
I'll buy collector's editions for that. $100. There you go.
Yeah, for me too.
I want to support him.
For me too, yes. Again, to your point, it's the premium franchises. Whether it's 69, 74, I'm going to buy it either way. It's the ones that I'm not, the new IPs, the ones that I might have heard that might be worth a buy, whatever. That's where I start to ask myself if 74 is worth it. Talking about Metal Gear Solid 5, so the collector's edition's been announced. There's the Day 1 edition, which has loads of digital content. Collector's edition, is that a thing that yay or nay? And for Metal Gear Solid 5, is that something that you would want to buy? Especially in your case, or my case, I have a pre-order for just the game at a significantly cheaper rate. I believe I think it's at $50. I have it on Amazon.
For Metal Gear, you mean? Yeah.
For Metal Gear,
yeah. For me too, it's the same. Yeah, Amazon.
Would you buy the collector's edition, and why? And do you think it's worth it?
For that one specifically?
For that one specifically.
It's $120. Yeah, I think I would. Just like even the packaging alone looks really, really cool. And like just the extra digital content. Now, like now it's a bit tougher now because I do have, like I mentioned before, I do have that $50 Amazon deal that I got from it. So I'm already getting the game for that much. Now, is it worth maybe canceling that pre-order and buying it at full price? I don't know. Like it's one of those things I'll have to think about. I'm not like new to buying special collector's editions of games. Like I got like the huge Titanfall one for $250. And I don't regret that one. Like it's just like the statue came with it. It's the quality is kind of meh, but it looks really nice where it is right now. I don't know if I'll throw up a picture of where it is and where it sits in the Friendly Fireside Studios. For something like Watch Dogs, which all I got was like this little statue of Aiden Pierce, and it was $120, I think, plus tax.
Really?
Yeah, and it just came this in an art book, and I think maybe a soundtrack. I don't know. I never looked into it, but like it was basically for this. I enjoyed Watch Dogs a lot. I pretty much got all the achievements on it. Was it worth the $120 in retrospect? I don't know. I have to. If Watch Dogs becomes an amazing franchise down the road, it's like one of the best video game franchises ever, then maybe it might be kind of cool to have that. Right now, no. And so when it comes to like Metal Gear, that Metal Gear one with it's just like, what was it, a half scale?
Yep, half scale arm. There's a map. There's a collectible steel book.
Yeah.
There's like kind of a leather.
Yeah.
Might be fake leather, like packaging box, I guess, for the arm. A bunch of DLC content, which I think is also might not all be in the day one content box, but most of it is, and the game, of course.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks nice, like the build of it. So I think I probably would. To answer your question, I probably would do it. But yeah, it's one of those like things where you roll the dice and you hope it's a good quality statue or whatever it is that it comes with, right? So I would do it for $120. Yeah, if it's any more, I'd have to think about it more. But
Mega 9?
No.
No.
Oh, 100% for
do
any
you,
game.
Do you buy collector's editions? Okay.
The older I get, like I just want the game. Like I don't care about any of the DLC stuff. I don't care, especially about like figurines or whatever they all come with. They all come with the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like I just think there's no creativity in what they put in. They just go with the flow. Everyone puts the soundtrack, figurine, DLC
art
stuff,
book.
art books.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't interest me. And the older I get, the more I just want the base game, and that's it.
Yeah. Richard _Pimentel.
Yeah, I try to condense in my life. I think I went past the point of
stuff.
Just buying legendary. For Metal Gear Solid, I had the legendary edition, and funny enough, another friend of ours bought 4 copies of the legendary edition for Metal Gear Solid 4. Basically, scalp them and make a lot of money out of them.
Itself.
It never did because games depreciate and
still
all these
buy them
items
brand new
depreciate.
Yeah.
I remember giving away a lot of stuff because I like to condense my life. I don't even like hard copies. I'd rather go digital. I just want the straight game. Give me my entertainment, especially to be condensed like that way. But I wouldn't mind owning like the art book from the guy from the team, like on the side. I'd buy it separately.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind some of the items to have separately, like a poster or something up on the wall. But I remember giving away stuff. Like I gave away, I think one of the coolest ones was my Fallout, my Fallout 3 lunchbox with the bobblehead.
Yeah.
And it had an art book and everything. And I thought some of the stuff was pretty cool. That I thought like the guy I was giving it to, I was giving the full package with the game, and I was thinking I shouldn't do this. Like
Well, maybe what you're thinking is you shouldn't have bought it in the first place.
A little bit of that, yeah. But otherwise, I've never actually sold back a lot of games. I've kept pretty much every game I have.
Okay.
I'm a little bit of a hoarder in that sense, but I still like to get rid of any stuff that I'd consider clutter in my house.
Okay, yeah, I'm inclined to agree with Maggot 9 and Richard _Pimentel, where that space is at a premium in your life, and you realize that when you move and you have to move from one home to another, and you have all this stuff that you just don't have space for, or you're just wondering like, where did I accumulate all this stuff from, right?
Yeah.
And so to have just the game, because essentially that's the core experience of buying a game is the game.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it is just a figurine, a map. A lunchbox is like actually one of the more creative bonuses, right? And you hear those complaints online.
Yeah.
But you hear those complaints online where it's just another figurine,
cheap.
right?
Yeah.
But
and even the quality isn't that great. I would rather buy a hot toy than have like another cheap Aiden figurine from Hot Toys, right? I didn't buy that.
First of all, if it was from Hot Toys, it would be cheap.
Or from Ubisoft. Yeah, and I've said this to you, or I would rather, again, I would rather just get the game, and if I want a figure from the game like that, if I want that character, I will buy a premium quality item on my
That's the
decision.
thing. They haven't even proven that the games themselves can be like of a certain quality. So like, why would I spend like double?
And again, it's a room thing, a value thing. The extra 20, 30, 40 bucks, is it really worth the content? Like the map?
Yeah, most times it's double the price of the game, right?
Yeah.
You can look at the art book while your game's updating on.
But once in a while, I think going to Metal Gear, like this could be the last Metal Gear Solid game, and it's one of the greatest franchises in video game history. It's one of the,
I see where you're going there.
It's
Yeah.
among it's like it's
You
among
grew up with it. You grew up with the franchise.
Yeah.
So it's got a bit of a sentimental value.
it's among
to you,
like I
right?
guess a trinity of holy Sony franchises, although this is a multi-plat game, and you kind of say to yourself, okay, this could be the last Metal Gear Solid. I'll celebrate that by getting the collector's edition. With that being said, I don't want the half-scale arm. What is that?
Yeah, go big or go home. Right?
Exactly. So I would rather if I'm gonna buy it, I want the Japanese one. I want the full-scale arm.
Yeah.
No half measures here, right? Like if I'm gonna splurge, I want it all. I don't want.
They should know better. This is North America, you know.
Yeah,
but
for
same with
comparison's
Bloodborne,
sake,
right? We're not getting the Nightmare Edition.
Yeah, that's only
we are, but not North America.
Slam seems to think that he has ordered the Nightmare Edition.
I have
Bloodborne.
from Amazon Germany.
We'll see. To compare the half scale arm and full scale arm. It's like comparing my arm to Maggot's arm right now. Like I'm
No, it's
the
worse
North
than that.
American
It's probably a little
version.
worse than that.
It's like
I'm the
here.
North American version. He's the Japanese version. That's basically what. Okay, like I don't know. That's just how it is, right? You'd rather have
Go full scale.
Maggot's arm, is what you're saying, than my woman forearm.
So I think from you, collector's editions are meh.
Yeah.
For me, it's a per case basis.
Yeah.
For you two, it's kind of a. It's
No,
a
for
no.
me,
It's
You
it's
a
really
game.
enticed me though with the fact that it could be the last Metal Gear
Yeah,
Solid.
exactly.
But Kojima
I'll
said
put,
that
you know-
so many times. Didn't he say it like after Metal Gear 2? It's like Metal Gear 3.
But I
is
think
not
I think
Metal
this
Gear 5,
this
Metal
should
Gear
wrap
5.
up Metal Gear Solid. As like maybe there's a Raiden Metal Gear, which I don't know. I'm speculating. But Bloodborne, yes. So I'm very excited for Bloodborne. Obviously, I'm getting the collector's edition. I'm getting the normal one for me to open. I may or may not open the Nightmare edition. We'll see what happens.
We're gonna have an unboxing of Slam's Nightmare Edition. I will unbox it as soon as it comes here
So
from Amazon.
I played Demon Souls when it came out. I played Dark Souls when it came out. Played Dark Souls 2 when it came out. Have to play Bloodborne. For you guys who maybe haven't been that involved with the series, it's one of those things where Sony has promised you a great exclusive from a great developer, console seller, killer app. Pudgy Nugget, what are your thoughts?
I
Enlighten us.
despise the PlayStation 4.
Okay.
And I've been despising it since its launch.
That's weird.
For its
Okay.
lack of games,
We're on
for its
different topics right
pretentiousness. However, with all that said,
It's called the system pretentious. Okay.
Bloodborne. Keep in mind, I haven't played Demon Souls or any of those.
Okay.
Whatever it's like
All right.
spiritually related. Bloodborne
Mhm.
is a game that that made me one night look up potentially buying a PlayStation 4 for myself. It looks beautiful. Just from what I've heard about the concepts, just seem awesome and just something that this generation of gaming really needs. Obviously, it's not coming to Xbox One, exclusive to PlayStation 4, and I think finally, after a year and a half, PlayStation 4 may potentially be getting a half-decent game, which, who knows, Bloodborne could very well suck, but just from what I've seen, it looks very, very promising, and I can't wait for Slam to get it so I can play.
Mega 9.
I think it looks interesting. I played Demon Souls for like 3 or 4 hours. Like I tried to get into those games, but they really weren't for me.
Yeah.
I saw the like community that formed around those games, the diehard community that really liked the challenge of the games and all that. So I tried to get into it. I don't know. I didn't really stick with it, but I mean, I know Bloodborne has that same type of gameplay, so I'm still not sold 100%. But if you're just talking about aesthetics and like the art and music, like that all looks amazing. So that aspect is kind of pulling me in, but I'm still kind of wary about.
Why are you wary though?
I'm
The
just wary
gameplay.
because the gameplay is like not really.
Your style of your
Like
taste?
but it does look faster paced, right? Like it looks like they're catering a little bit to like
Yeah, they're trying
a
to make it
wider
more
audience.
of a game that
So
caters to
I'll-
the wider audience.
so
Maybe it's
I'll-
more friendly. Maybe it's
yeah.
not as hard.
But they're still saying it's hard. Like they're still saying to the fans, like, don't worry,
Yeah.
like it's what you expect.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I'm have my eye out for it, but I'm not sure it's a 100% purchase for me.
Richard _ Pimentel, enlighten us.
Yeah, like you, I have my eye out on it too. One of the indecent things I did was not just hold a controller and try Demon Souls and Dark Souls, but I'd watched so much of you guys play it or watch streams online from the community that like really appreciates the difficulty of it, and it's fun to just watch someone struggle through it, right? That side alone. So I really need to give Bloodborne a chance, and I wanna try it first before I buy that.
Okay. I'm in. That's it. I'm in. Whether it sucks
No,
or
okay,
doesn't
let
suck,
me
I
ask you
bought
about
it.
this.
It's
Okay,
why?
done.
So,
Okay,
Bloodborne.
one thing I want to talk about difficulty. So I think it's a good idea to make it a little less intense. Obviously, you want to retain the spirit of difficulty and the challenge that made it so appealing to all those hardcore gamers. They did this once with Ninja Gaiden on the Xbox, Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden 3. Ninja Gaiden 3 was a mess. Ninja Gaiden 2 was not as good as the first Ninja Gaiden, and it was same thing. Let's make it easier, whatever. I don't think that's the case here necessarily. I don't think Ninja Gaiden 2 was less impressive than Ninja Gaiden only because they tried to make it easier. But I think those are things to look out for. Personally, I would just be happy even if even if you in particular don't enjoy the game, if it's still a 9 or a 10 out of 10 to other people, I think I would still be happy.
Yeah.
Just to be happy that finally PS4 has
finally PS4 has a game. Yeah. It's
not a game.
A game that people actually enjoy and will play. No.
So now, yes, ask away.
Okay, so is Bloodborne like an open world type thing? Because for some reason, I don't know much about it, but in my mind, it's like a very darker, graphically better version of Monster Hunter, which is what I'm playing now, which is basically you create your own character and you level. It's like an RPG in that way, where you kind of like get it's different equipment, all that stuff, and you go out there and you hunt like demons, like, and it's just like you go on like they're like quests and stuff like that. Is that what it is?
It will be similar to that, probably.
Yeah, like that excites me because I'm playing like Monster Hunter.
I don't know how
now.
they're gonna set up the areas.
Right.
Like in the first Demon's Souls, you literally have a hub and you pick the world you want to go to.
Okay.
Dark Souls was more. You kind of have a hub and you kind of have certain spots you can run to.
Right.
Within reason.
Right. And
Dark Souls 2 was more of an open world where you still had different hubs, but you could see a lot more areas.
Are you talking about hubs like not like menus though, like hubs?
No, like a central,
like a little village.
Base.
Yeah, and there's like merchants you can talk to. And that's what's exciting to me because that's exactly what I think it is, and I'm glad that you just confirmed that for me because it sounds like it sounds like a nightmarish Monster Hunter because Monster Hunter right now is a little bit too lighthearted for me. I thought it was gonna be a bit more darker, but it's not. It's hard. Like I can't slay any monster, but like I want something dark and gritty and something more atmospheric, I guess. And that's what Bloodborne looks like it's gonna be, and I'm very envious that it is a PS4 exclusive. Yeah, I must say.
Yeah, no, I don't know exactly how it'll be set up, but I'm sold. Like I haven't really been looking at trailers and stuff too much. Like I've seen some of the art. I've seen one of the bosses, like one of the hounds that was art was released for, and it looks spectacular. And if I don't know if you recall, but like there was some Dark Souls 2 footage. I think it was at E3 2 years ago, where it looked amazing. They had all these lighting effects, and then when Dark Souls 2 actually came out, they got rid of a lot of that stuff. Yeah. So this, I think PS4 has the hardware to do everything they want.
Yeah.
And they know they have to hit a home run, and I really hope they do, and I think they will. So Bloodborne for me is one of the most anticipated games of the year. But for you guys, even just in March, there's a lot of games coming out. What are your most anticipated games of the year? Pudgy Nugget?
Well, for March, it's honestly just playing the rest of the Resident Evil Revelations. I played the first 2 episodes. There's two more remaining. I'm invested in the story and the characters so far.
Even though you didn't play the first?
What?
You get it? Even though you didn't play the first?
Yeah, well, there are 2... I played the demo of 1 on the 3DS, but yeah, no, I think they're completely separate entities in terms of story. I get it. I'm like sort of familiar with the characters, and also Slamm was there with me while I'm playing through it. So I'm like, hey, who's this? Tell me, this person's story. In terms of like for the rest of the year, obviously for me being an Xbox guy, Halo 5, Halo Guardians. I already pre-ordered the collector's edition, which is like $250, I think. I don't even know what's in it. They haven't announced it. It's just a big box. I did it. I did it just in case it's sold out, just so I have the option of like canceling it if once they finally announce what it's going to come
nuts,
with.
Man. They're getting like to the point where they're just announcing the edition, but not the contents.
Yeah, it's stupid. Like I felt like an idiot for pre-ordering it, but I was like, you know what? I don't want another situation
where
like
man.
Something's sold out. I'm like, oh, I should have done this. It's like that mentality is what it is for me now. So for me, it's Halo 5.
You also have Codename Steam coming out. You
that's coming out.
Are you going to get Mario Party 10?
I think we will get Mario Party 10.
And you will pay for it?
Yeah, well, okay, first of all, let's just say that Slamm has opted to not ever buy a game between now and Metal Gear. So if we're getting...
I say a lot of things.
Why is that? Why did you say that?
Because I have so many games to play.
That's true.
The backlog is so great.
We should talk about... I don't know if it's an episode for today or another day.
Yeah, I think the next episode, I'm going to go get all my games that I haven't beat yet. I'm going to stack them on this thing, and it's going to be like this high.
We should all do this. We should all grab our backlog games right now.
I've been working on mine for a long time. Like especially with being like PS Plus, like a member of PS Plus, like on PS3 or whatever, I used to download like... Even if I didn't have like any interest in it, I used to just download everything.
Free, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like why not? And I'm at the point where it's like 90% of the stuff I won't touch because I know I'm not going to play it.
Yeah.
It's just going to sit on my hard drive, and I'm just like, only like sure things that I know I'll play, I'll download.
I'm probably halfway through Fire Emblem. and that's been over 20 hours, I think, because for different reasons. And there's like DLC content I haven't even touched, different maps, different challenges, side quests, and it's a lot. And you only have so much time after you come home from work, right?
But there's so much coming out. Well,
what are your most anticipated games for the rest of the year?
Probably Persona 5.
Yeah. Oh.
Like,
what's that coming out for? Is that coming for
PS4 and PS3? And like I just played Persona 4 Golden last year on Vita because everyone says how amazing it is, and I'm a JRPG noob, so I like was seeking recommendations, and everyone says if you have a Vita, go play that game, and I was like addicted to it. I loved it. It's probably like one of my favorite games ever. Like incredible. So that for sure I'm excited about. Let's see, I don't know, Metal Gear Solid 5 I'll probably end up getting. I have that already. Something more recent is the new Wolfenstein.
Yeah, the DLC
campaign.
Megan and I are the only ones that played Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Wolfenstein was so
all
awesome.
of us there, and it's like it surprised me how awesome it was. I think I got it because it was on sale for $45, whatever, and it's such a buttery smooth game.
But even beyond the controls, like you just look at trailers or gameplay, it looks like such just a run of the mill gung ho like shooter, but like there's like a pretty heartfelt story at the core of it, which is kind of weird and cool. Like I really liked it, so I like that. And whenever Silent Hills comes out, Richard, like in 3 years.
Richard, do you have a top 3, or do you have?
I'm really excited for the new Fast movie coming out. This month, I'd really be enticed to get the new Hotline Miami 2. I heard about that game when it came out. I heard about the first one when it came out on Steam.
Did you ever play it?
And immediately bought it off someone else's because of someone else's recommendation.
Okay.
And I beat it in one sit through. Except I had to play the last boss. I had to save on the last boss because I couldn't get by it for the longest time.
Okay.
But yeah, I was a huge fan of that game before it came out on PS3 and on the stores. So I want to give the second one a chance. Guys, I think I'm gonna skip on the new Battlefield this month.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play the new Battlefield.
You're not allowed not to get it.
So I'm a huge Battlefield fan.
But yet you're gonna
been playing since Bad Company 2 that I've really appreciated that style of first-person shooter. You brought up something interesting where it's like it's hard to play like Call of Duty now and then go to something like Battlefield, but it's completely different.
Now.
So I've always appreciated Battlefield, but at some point in 4 I felt left down that I didn't really care about how it all turned out.
It's about 4, but you played so much of 4.
Oh, I played so much of 4 because it's like, what else was there to play?
Here's the thing. Okay, so Richard,
4 was awesome.
When 4 came out, I think we all bought it on our respective systems on launch day. Battlefield 4, we were all fans of the franchise before. Richard played a little bit more than the rest of us. I think in the first week combined his hours alone on multiplayer were more than all of us. And you know what's crazy now I'm thinking about is I remember the reason why I was put off by Battlefield 4 is because of the server issues. So how the hell do you put that many hours into a game where it was like crashing every other match?
The thing is, for me, I wasn't having those issues because those issues were like specifically to like huge servers, like the huge maps. I really enjoyed, like, I know it's weird because it's Battlefield, but I really enjoyed the like small deathmatch.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Because you're a COD guy. Originally you're a COD guy. That's why.
Well, yeah, and I just like that kind of gameplay, and it's different gameplay from COD. COD is so like snappy and twitchy. Like Battlefield, there's like bullet drop and like all these aspects you don't have to think about in Call of Duty. So I was playing a lot of the smaller kind of stuff, so I kind of didn't really notice like how bad things were for a lot of people because the small stuff worked fine.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was just overall. If I knew that, I probably would have just I probably would have just gone to the smaller maps too. But I was like, I bought the premium for like the extra $60 or whatever. I was like the biggest waste of money because I couldn't get on a game, and then here I see Richard with like 55 hours of like online gameplay in like the first day, which is like physically impossible, but he did it somehow. And it's like, how's he doing that if it's kicking people off every 2 seconds? I don't know. Did you have that issue too, or what?
No, I think I did sometimes, but I don't remember being something that like I was so upset about.
Must have been an Xbox Live thing.
Maybe.
For me, it wasn't so much the bugs of the game that came out and all the other issues. It was just how people played. It's like they wanted to rush out so much of the content that they didn't think through design. and like how things play out. It wasn't a balance. It started becoming an unbalanced game. You could have like one guy like just run the map. I essentially became bad at the game because I need a good team. I'm really good with a good team. I'm like better than other people if I have a good team.
So you need people to carry you is what you're saying.
But that's another thing where it's like there's no matchmaking that's proper in that game. I'm kind of sick of all that. So that's why I'm kind of avoiding Hardline, thinking it's kind of all the same. And I played the beta
just
get
it. Just get it. Just do it.
Richard has not bought a game. He hasn't bought a game since Battlefield 4.
Are any of you guys buying the Hardline?
No, I'm not.
No.
I was so
then
put
why
off
should
by
I
4.
buy it? My friends aren't going to play it. I have some other friends
online. Because you need a game.
But
like, that's going to be your shtick.
For me, Bloodborne, Metal Gear, Uncharted if it comes out.
Oh, yeah, Uncharted, yeah.
You think it's going
to come out this year?
Yeah, it should. This year.
Richard, is The Last Guardian going to come out?
The Last Guardian is coming out, man.
This year.
There's a lot of slated games I'm excited for. There's, the Star Wars Battlefront was shown behind curtains, and it was given a standing ovation. So I'm really excited for that. From my DICE guys, the proper Battlefield developers.
I forgot DICE was making that.
How about Rock Band 4? Does anyone want to get it?
Yeah. It depends on the price, actually. Because I had Rock Band for PlayStation 3.
Yeah, you didn't learn your lesson, like.
But here's the
fun.
thing.
It's like when you have a party, people are there. People get really into it, so it's a good party thing. If it's like under 150 for a whole set, I'd probably.
It's been years since I played one of those games.
Yeah,
so that's why I kind of wouldn't mind.
That's what they're hoping to get people on.
It's going to be one of the cheapest Rock Bands you can own if you've owned a lot of other ones because it has legacy controllers you could use.
Oh, cool.
You can go back and use your old songs.
And
you could use the old
cool.
peripherals you had.
Which I do, but
they should just say they should just call it like not Rock Band 4 or 5 or however many. They should just have like the platform Rock Band. And just release like crap loads of songs.
That's what they said they want to do. If they don't want to.
Well, they're calling it Rock Band
5.
Yeah, well, they're calling it Rock Band 5. But I'm saying, that'll be like that'll be like the last one, and then from the rest of the lifespan of this generation of consoles, they're just gonna add.
That's news to me.
Don't call it 5.
But speaking of peripherals and anticipated games. Street Fighter 5, so...
That's a peripheral, right?
It's a peripheral because I might have to buy a fight stick for PS4 because without an add-on device, you can't use your PS3 fight sticks. And I don't know if that's a developer thing where they can enable that. I don't know if it's a hardware thing. There's a lot of conflicting information online. I wouldn't be against spending $150 on a fight stick.
Collector's edition that comes with.
Well, you know what? The original TE Tournament Edition Street Fighter 4 fight stick is worth more than what it retailed for right now. That night, that's not why I bought it. I bought it because I wanted to get into using a stick or whatever, and that lasted for a little while. But I just the dedication. When you're as talentless as I am, it takes a lot of dedication to become good at Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Because there are people who just play Street Fighter, and I don't just want to play Street Fighter. But I would consider buying a stick, and I think it was a great move to make Street Fighter 5 an exclusive to Sony, because all those Xbox players are going to have to buy PS4s if they want to practice and they want to play the game, before tournaments, things like that. And it's a great way to move even more consoles over and above the 20.2 million consoles they have recently announced that they have sold. Across the world. So your opinion is it doesn't matter, who cares? Is this the greatest? Is this the most well-performing system?
When is it coming out? When is Street Fighter 5 coming out?
I don't know.
Never.
I don't know.
It's never. It's like the last.
It looks good. It looks. You can see it getting better. Like the first gameplay footage they released, the characters look kind of dark. Like the lighting wasn't there. Yeah. And the next thing they released, like a trailer for a new character that's coming out, was just a returning character, Nash or Charlie. Like the lighting looks great. Like I don't know a lot about the gameplay system, how it's gonna be, but they have different approaches they could go. They could try and make it more like Street Fighter 4, where it was like noob friendly, or they can go back to Street Fighter 3, which was more hardcore, kind of a more difficult system to get good at.
Right.
I don't know, but the system selling so many consoles is worth talking about.
You mean the
PlayStation 4.
Yeah, that thing.
Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm not surprised. All I think is just a big snowball effect of word of mouth of people saying, for someone who doesn't know a lot about gaming, not saying I don't know a lot about gaming, but like if someone was gonna go buy, oh, I'm thinking about getting maybe one of those new PlayStation 4s or Xboxes, right? And then you just hear that like, okay, Sony's selling a lot and it's technically superior. You're gonna buy it. You're not without even like without knowing anything about it. That's like honestly, that's all I think it is. I think both consoles are in terms of like actual power. I think with the content that's out right now, they're pretty similar. I don't notice the difference in...
Because you haven't played PS4 exclusives.
Because there are no PS4 exclusives. If
Order, Drive Club, both like two of the best looking games ever made.
Drive Club, oh
The
my
Last of Us
God.
remastered.
I think it, honestly, at the end of the day, I think it goes back to Microsoft's initial blunders.
Yeah, no,
at
for
the
sure,
beginning.
for sure.
And
they
it
didn't
just
screw up E3
2011
or 2012. Was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
People think they did that for like just like marketing, like publicity stunt.
What do you
like
mean?
people think they did that whole debacle.
Really?
Like people think.
Who thinks that?
I've heard people online say, "Oh, they was just like people." That they were always gonna have it the way it is now, but they kind of like did that whole 180 thing just because it would like get everyone talking about Xbox, like the Xbox name, even though it's negative.
If that was the case, if that's true, I hope whoever thought of that idea got fired. So
Maybe Phil Harrison left, so he's going back.
Phil Harrison has left Microsoft. The segues are just on fire.
yeah, I don't know. I think it's because they did a lot of damage to themselves at E3 2012. When they did their thing, I was playing a game on PS4.
Yeah.
And then they reversed everything. I was like, you know what? I am not gonna be playing that many games. I didn't think so, but I'm actually playing more games now with the Xbox than I was with PS3, or maybe not PS2, but PS3 for sure, right? And that surprised me. So and I see, like, we have all the consoles here, and I see some playing, I don't know, like, what have you been playing? Dragon Ball? I don't know. Like,
yeah, Dragon Ball, Fire Emblem.
No, on PS4, I mean.
Oh, on PS4? Yeah, right now, just Dragon Ball.
Just Dragon Ball. It's like, I don't know, I think they're both very capable machines. I don't think the PS4 has any huge advantage over the Xbox, and vice versa. I think it's honestly just little preferences as to whether or not you want your cable box attached to your thing.
Do you prefer more frames per second?
I do.
Yeah, then if you like frames per second, you should get Resident Evil Revelations 2 on Xbox One, because it's got way more frames, double the frames per second.
Those are your last words. Maggot 9, any last words for your fans?
No. Take care. See you next time.
Look out for new software, maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe, yeah. New software update, yeah.
Richard _ Pimentel.
Check him out. Figure out who he is. He's not me. He's somebody else. He's a legend. He's out there.
Thanks for watching, guys. April 18th, we're going to be at the We Got Game WGG, local Toronto gaming organization. Does a lot of events in the area, schools, Microsoft stores, etc. They're gonna have FIFA tournaments, cash prizes. We're gonna be there, interviewing some players, taking a look at the local FIFA scene in Toronto. There's 3 locations: Yorkdale, Eaton Centre, and Square One, Mississauga, where they'll be hosting matches. There's a small entry fee. You can find it WGG We Got Game online, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch. Use your Google search engine. You'll find whatever you want.
We can provide a link at the bottom too.
We could find a link at the bottom.
Link at the bottom.
We'll be there. We're talking to people, seeing what's what in FIFA. Something that we don't really play that much. I do like FIFA. I do like soccer games, sports games. But it'll be interesting to get out there and talk to some people in the local gaming scene. When it comes to Toronto and Canada, this is your main man, your best friend in times of thick and thin, Slamm Dunkerton, accompanied by Richard _ Pimentel, Maggot 9, superstar PS4 user, and the butthurt one, Pudgy Nugget. This is the Friendly Fireside, your source for friendship, fun.
Who said anything about friends?
There's nothing friendly.
There's nothing friendly here.
And video games. See you soon. Good night.